Automatic Image Colourizer. Abstract. In this project we have designed and described a model which colorize a grayscale image, with no human intervention. We propose a fully automatic process of coloring and recoloring faded or grayscale image with vibrant and pragmatic colors. We have used convolutional neural network to hallucinate input images and feed forwarded by training thousands of images. This approach results in trailblazing results. Introduction. Image colorization is process of reprocessing color information from the intensity information recovered from the input image. We can notice that even in grayscale or black and white images, the semantics of the scene and its surface texture provides ample of cues. For example, the grass is typically green, the sky is typically blue, and the apple is most definitely red. Of course, these kinds of semantic priors do not work for everything. But the actual task is not to recover the originality but rather to produce a plausible result which can fool a human observer. The luminous and texture of an image often gives enough cues for colorization but can also mislead, due to non-variable training data or misleading data, so considering this possible issue, the task to colorize an input seems more achievable. Texture feature is far more dependable than any other feature detection parameter. Also, an advantaging property is that we can practically use any training data, i.e., any sample dataset available of any color, place, or object. We just need image's color channel. We already have lots of training data available and previous works on trained CNN, convolutional neural network, to predict color, that too, of larger datasets. However, we notice that most of the previously attempted methods are based on corner point feature detection and resultant images are highly desaturated. In this approach we have tried to minimize the error between estimated output images and ground truth images. We also conducted a small survey asking audience to about need for colorization and how satisfied they are with present models available through mobile applications and online software. 2. Literature survey. We referred numerous of research paper and techniques for image colorization. Most common way to tackle this problem used is by using OpenCV with CNN and use DCNN for more accurate results. Also, image colorization using convolutional autoencoders. A color space was taken and implemented with autoencoders, which is neural networks architecture similar to principal component analysis. They are built with two components: encoder, decoder. Also, one of the popular approaches is using optimization in Python. YUV/YIQ, Y is the monochromatic luminance channel, color space is chosen, an algorithm is given as input and intensity volume, considering that similar color has similar intensity. Pixels with similar intensity are marked with color scribbles and composing weight matrix to fill color into neighboring pixels too. 3 previous works and approaches. Colorizing term was first used for coloring black and white movies into colorful movies, frame by frame, to make it more appealing to the viewers. As mentioned, the process of colorization was done frame by frame manually. Each frame was targeted, manually painted them. After further computer assistance, only painting at least one frame manually and using object tracking techniques propagated the colors throughout the movie. Lot of concurrent work is also going on while using different CNN architecture and loss functions while having same system. Also, the results vary according to the size of dataset and also the overall quality and variety of dataset. Also repeating convolutional layers again and again also affect the resolution of final outputs. 4 approach. We train CNN to map from given grayscale images, given as input, to a distribution over quantized color value using architecture given below. This network architecture was referred from Zhang et al.'s Architecture for Colorization 2016 ECCV paper. A objective function. This is equation for Euclidean loss L between predicted and ground truth colors, where yen denotes the predicted outputs. This loss isn't robust and can vary according to different models. If an object can take on a set of distinct values, the Euclidean loss will be the mean of total set. B dataset and color space. We have extracted training images from ImageNet dataset. Images were clustered as we just need color layer of those images. Diverse images were used so that we have a larger scope while coloring good range of images. For current model we created, we trained 4,500 images. AlexNet architecture directly trained ImageNet dataset to classify it to achieve the highest performance and serves good base for testing. Also, samples of fake grayscale images were added to that. We have Gaussian weights and k-means scheme implemented. The trained model is in release. Caffe model format, which is a deep learning framework developed by Berkeley AI Research, BEAR. This defines a net layer by layer in its own model scheme. the trained images from RGB color space to the lab color space. Similar to the RGB color space, the lab color has 3 channels. But unlike the RGB color space, lab encodes color information differently. The L channel encodes lightness intensity. The A channel encodes green-red. And B channel encodes. Since the channel encodes only the intensity, we can use the L channel as our grayscale input to our system. From that input we can predict AB channels, then we can predict our final output image. See block diagram, process. Convert all training images from RGB color space to the lab color space. Use L channel as the input to network and train to predictive channels. Combine input L channel with the predicted AB channel. Convert the lab image back to RGB. Implementing using GUI. For taking input from a directory and also saving output images, we have designed a simple GUI for our project. We have decided to go with PyGUI to get a simple and minimalistic display to our output, rather than using heavy libraries like tkinker. PySimple GUI is cross-multi-platform GUI to create a nice-looking user interface. We have implemented a directory search box at left-hand side and a display screen with Open File and Save File toolbox above it at right-hand side. 7. Conclusion. Image colorization, being a computer graphic task, has challenged researchers for decades, finding close to reality outputs. The model we designed had trailblazing results and can fool a human eye. This model was developed with texture as important parameter and using CNN to well choose data set. Also, we found that a red color mask was developed on output image, as a result of invariable sunlight/light source in our data set. This concludes that, having a large and a quality data set for training model can lead to even better results. Image colorization is a field which will be on a verge of improvement as long we will be having better data set coming and even better if upgrading their optimization techniques.